jet velocity is v and the plate or the vane velocity is u, and both are in the same direction. So far we didn't have any problem in finding the relative velocity or the effective velocity with which the jet strikes. So simply we took the difference, scalar difference v minus u, since both velocities were in the same direction. But now the problem is, here we have an unsymmetrical vane. See this is an unsymmetrical vane, and the vane tip angle at let's say the tip 1 and tip 2 I have marked like this, because now the water is not striking at the center, or this doesn't have an axis of symmetry. In fact, the horizontal line shown over here, it is not the axis of symmetry, that is only a reference for marking the angles. So at tip 1, this is remember this is a section of the unsymmetrical vane, and at tip 1 you draw a tangent. See, this is the tangent. So tangent to the vane at, let's say, inlet. Inlet is 1 and outlet is 2. So the water jet is made to enter. We have to direct water so that the liquid jet should enter tangentially at the tip 1, and after deflection, see this, that goes in this direction, that is again tangential to the surface of the blade at tip 2. Tangent makes an angle theta with the horizontal at the inlet to the vane, and the tangent at the outlet, that will make an angle, let us say phi, because these two angles will be different since the vane is an unsymmetrical one. So if you extend the tangent here at 1, and the tangent at 2 and tangent at 1 both are extended backwards, they will meet at a point here. And if you extend the inlet tangent further like this, inlet tangent is extended like this, and outlet tangent is extended backwards here, and so that the angle here shown over here, just consider the geometry of the diagram, and if this angle is theta, and here this angle will be theta, here the angle will be theta, and if this angle is phi, then definitely this angle here, interior alternate angles, this angle will be phi. Then inside, that means this much angle here, I hope you can see the mouse, that is theta plus phi. And outside portion here, the angle is 180 minus theta plus phi. So why I'm telling you this? Because this is the angle of deflection. One of the assumptions is when the jet strikes, there is no loss of kinetic energy due to shock. In addition to the other assumption that the surface of the plate is perfectly smooth and frictionless, all assumptions will hold. Those assumptions have to hold in this case also for the theory to be valid. So this is one of the opportunity where we have the minimum shock loss, because the jet strikes tangentially at the blade surface, okay, at 1. And now the blade angle or vane angle, these are the technical terms. The vane angle or blade angle at inlet here is theta, and the outlet here it is phi. So once the blade is made, these angles are fixed. Jet is striking in one direction, vane is moving in the other direction. So therefore, the relative velocity can be found out by our the rules in mathematics, the vector difference. So we use the triangle law and all. And the effective velocity with which the jet strikes is equal to the relative velocity. So the relative velocity of the jet has to be made, VR1 has to be made tangential to the inlet tip 1. Okay, that's the crucial point. So please take care of that. Adinu absolute velocity guide proper guide. And the angle at which the absolute velocity has to enter, has to strike or come in, so that the relative velocity is along this tangent. So that angle is alpha. So therefore, alpha is called guide vane angle or guide blade angle at inlet. That is the inclination of the absolute velocity V1 at the inlet to the vane, or that is the angle at which the absolute velocity v1 must be guided so that the relative velocity of v1 and u1 is along this tangent. Don't get confused. Relative velocity ഇതിലൂടെ ഈ ടാൻജന്റിലൂടെ ആക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി absolute velocity ക്ക് ഒരു proper angle നമ്മൾ ഗൈഡ് ചെയ്യും. So that is actually alpha. അത് ഇൻലെറ്റിൽ പറയുന്നത് പോലെ തന്നെ ഇവിടെ ഈ ടെർമിനോളജീസ് ഔട്ട്ലെറ്റിലും ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് these values, please take a note of this. Definitely the absolute velocity of the jet at outlet will be different, and let us mark it by v2. And the velocity of the vane or blade at inlet, that is u1 and u2, but in this case of single vane movement, we are assuming that u1 is equal to u2 is equal to, let's say, a common quantity u. Relative velocity of the jet with respect to vane, that is Vr1 at inlet and Vr2 at outlet. See, those two velocities are always tangential to the blade surface respectively at inlet and outlet. Vr1 will be always tangential to the blade surface at inlet, and Vr2 will always be tangential to the tangential in this direction to the blade tip at 2. So along these two lines, so theta and phi will be consequently the inclinations of Vr1 and Vr2 with respect to the reference. Okay, angle at which the absolute velocity or the velocity of the jet must be guided, that is alpha at inlet and beta at outlet. V1 into angle alpha, V2 into angle beta, Vr1 into angle theta, Vr2 into angle phi. Now the same, let's consider the same unsymmetrical vane here. Unsymmetrical vane in this case. And I told you, and we are going to mark these angles. See, this vane is moving in this direction. So our assumption is that this is moving in this direction. And the vane tip angle here, it is 1, that is the inlet. And this angle here is 2. Okay. And what we are aiming is the relative velocity must be along this. See, that is our effort. Vr1, see, that must be along the tangent to the blade surface at inlet 1, Vr1. Similarly, Vr2 at the outlet. And remember, this Vr1 now, since this is the direction of motion, horizontal one. So we'll say, let me write that this is the direction of motion. Direction of motion of vane, both at inlet and outlet, that's the same. That's our assumption now. And now what I am going to do is, this is the angle. This angle here is, let me draw a horizontal over here. Suppose the relative velocity has this much magnitude, and then this angle here is theta, and outlet, the angle, definitely the outlet angle. So if I draw a reference direction, then this angle is, let's say, phi, and the relative velocity with which the vane passes through the outlet tip, that is, let's say, Vr2. So Vr1, Vr2 and all. Now the absolute velocity, how it should be guided. Let us say this is the absolute velocity, so that the jet enters along Vr1, or the relative velocity is Vr1, that is along the tangent, to avoid shock loss. Okay, so this, let me draw a line like this. Let's say this is it. So this is the absolute velocity or the jet velocity, is at V1, and that is the angle at which, remember, this is, if I draw, this, the nozzle and all, is here directed at this, just consider that the nozzle is directing the jet at this angle, and because of that, the angle here is alpha, and it is called guide vane angle at inlet, alpha. Okay, and now if you want this to happen exactly, as I said, the relative velocity must be tangential to the blade surface at 1, then the vector difference between V1 and U1, and then this will be representing, see this one, this part, now then definitely will be representing your, this much will be representing your U1. So U1, or which is in this case U1 is equal to, so we know that it is In our case, U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U. Two components of V1, so that worth attention. V1 in the രണ്ട് component എടുക്കുക, one along U1 and one perpendicular to U1. അതെങ്ങനെയാ? ഈ right triangle ഞാൻ complete ആക്കുകയാണ്. So please take a note of it. See this? See, I'm completing the right triangle. So I'll erect from the tip 1, I'll drop a vertical to the reference. So reference എന്ന് പറയുന്ന horizontal ആണ് ഈ കേസിൽ, and this angle is 90. So if I consider this triangle now as a right triangle as a whole, see what I'm talking about is this one. See this much. The base of V1 cos alpha. So what I should say is V1 cos alpha. That is adjacent side of this. If you consider alpha is the angle. So this is very important component, and this component, this component is called VW1. VW1. W represents, it stands for whirl, 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 or it can also be called swirl, SWIRL, whirl or swirl component of the absolute velocity of jet. Absolute velocity of jet V1 in രണ്ട് component എടുക്കും. ഒരു component U1 ന്റെ directionൽ, മറ്റേ component U1 ന് perpendicular ആയിട്ട്. The second component is along this. See this? See, I'm marking it. That is VF1. That is the component of velocity, absolute velocity of jet at inlet in the direction perpendicular to U1. That component is called velocity of flow. So velocity of flow or flow component of V1, that is VF1. And naturally, if you use Pythagoras theorem, so from this right triangle, what all information you can get? If you consider the right triangle, and which base is representing VW1 and hypotenuse is V1 and altitude is VF1. So therefore, if you take tan alpha, naturally VF1, that is VF1 divided by VW1. See, so VW1 is V1 cos alpha. And what is VF1? VF1, that is flow component of velocity, that is the component of the absolute velocity of jet in the direction normal to U1. So VF1 is what? V1 sin alpha. So from trigonometry, you can get it. And what is tan theta? So the tan theta is VF1 divided by VW1 minus U1. If you move with the blade, then you may be feeling that the water will be entering along VR1, and or even with that velocity or in that direction. And but if you are stationary, then the jet is entering with the velocity V1, and the direction will be alpha. So that is the logic. Okay, so let's not waste time over this now anymore. So sine law and cosine law, please try to recollect. We will be using it very often in our analysis of velocity triangles in the subject. Now VR2. So VR2 and outlet velocity triangle we will draw. We will complete now. So the shape may not be identical, or even the logic will be the same. The component and the angles and all. See the relative velocity. See the relative velocity is at outlet is VR2. And what about the relation between VR1 and VR2? See VR1 and VR2, ideally they are the same for impulse type of machines. Ideally VR1 and VR2 will be the same. But in actual practice, because of friction, VR1 and VR2 will be different. Okay, so if you consider surface friction, then VR2 will be less than VR1. VR2 will be less than VR1. Ideally, for an impulse turbine type of machines, like when you deal with Pelton turbine and all, ideally VR1 will be equal to VR2. And if the assumption is that the surface of the plate is frictionless, perfectly smooth and frictionless, then VR2 will be equal to VR1. Otherwise, in the practical context, VR2 will be less than VR1 for impulse type of machines. And VR2, if it is less than VR1, then what is the basic difference? So the VR2 will be some factor K multiplied by VR1. That is the usual story. And if that K is called blade surface friction coefficient. Blade surface friction coefficient is in the range of 0.8 to 0.9. Okay, otherwise ideally now VR2 will be equal to VR1. So atrayum magnitude ഞാനിവിടെ mark ചെയ്തെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. This is now U2, which is equal to U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U. And ഇതിന്റെ closing side, closing side will represent the resultant now. From the triangle of vector addition, the absolute velocity of the water jet that goes out in this context, that is a closing side. So that will complete even our velocity triangle also in this case. So this will be, see this will be the, so just consider this, the closing side, and this will be the direction in which the velocity of the jet goes out. Okay, V2, absolute velocity with respect to a stationary frame of reference. Guide blade angle at outlet. Absolute velocity the angle ആണ് velocity of jet at outlet. അതാണ് V2. അതിന്റെ angle with the reference, that is beta. V1 is the resultant of VR1 and U1, and V2 is the resultant of VR2 and U2. Or in other words, VR1 is the vector difference of V1 and U1. VR2 is the vector difference of V2 and U2. So please keep these ideas in mind. Okay, and now just before concluding this, what I want to tell you is that two more components I have to mark. Please bear with me for 2-3 minutes more. And this V2 can be split into two components. So this V2 I am splitting this, I split this into two components, So it's like this. So let me draw a perpendicular. This is a perpendicular. Please bear with me. That's not proper. Okay, this is one, and the other component is here. Normal to U2 and other one along U2. അപ്പം V2 U2 ഡയറക്ഷനിലുള്ള ഒരു കമ്പോണന്റും U2 പെർപെൻഡിക്കുലർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കമ്പോണന്റും. പെർപെൻഡിക്കുലർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള കമ്പോണന്റ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് VF2. So VF2 is the component of V2 normal to U2. U2 നോർമൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള V2 കമ്പോണന്റ് ആണ് VF2. ഇനി U2 പാരലൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള or along U2, അത് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു കമ്പോണന്റും V2 ഉണ്ട്. So that is called VW2. The VW1 and VW2 actually decides the amount of thrust, amount of force exerted, amount of torque produced and all. അപ്പോൾ VW1, VW2 are crucial components. Now, VF2 square plus VW2 square is equal to V2 square. So our V2 is square root of VF2 square plus VW2 square. What is, and in terms of beta also we can write using trigonometry. What is VF2? VF2 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ V2 sin beta, and VW2 എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഏതാ? V2 cos beta. Beta is what? Guide vane angle at outlet, and angle phi, that is the vane angle or blade angle at outlet. Guide blade angles or guide vane angles at inlet is alpha and outlet is beta, and they are the angles made by absolute velocities V1 and V2 of the jet with the reference. Reference ഏതാണ് എപ്പോഴും? Direction of U1, direction of U2. They are called directions of motion. അപ്പോൾ അത് ഈ കേസിൽ എല്ലാം horizontal, എല്ലാം same ആണ്, single vane case. Complications may arise when direction of U1 and U2 are different, when the vanes are radially mounted and all. Your flow or flow component of the velocities at inlet and outlet, VF1 and VF2, അത് U1 നും U2 നും perpendicular ആയിട്ടാണ്. They really determines the discharge or flow rate, that those components govern the flow. So govern the discharge or flow rate. That's why they are called the flow components of velocity.